Okay, Marcelo, familiar face. You ended up top 32, yet
Yes.
YCS Prague. Is there anything you want to say before we go to Deckerfall?
Yeah, I gotta say I lost in a really strange way this time. Really similar to the European Championship this year, if for people who know the stories. Because basically I got once again a game lost due to a grade of a warning for slow play. And like it was completely managed by the judges. So I gotta say that for the first time in my life, a lot of people know for how long I've been playing this game and what I do, how I care about it. I really thought about quitting the game completely. So I still didn't take a decision, but I will think about it.
Right.
Because what I don't know is how to prevent judges from manipulating so much the results. So I will write about it. So I mean, check out the Complexity Card Gaming page.
Yeah, I'll put
which
everything.
Of course I will. I want to thanks. I mean, since I'm there, of course I keep topping events, keep becoming much better as a player and as a person. So I want to thank them. But outside of that, like just talk about the deck. I think that's the best part.
Definitely, of course. Let's see.
So the must. It's of course triple Manju. I play, Necrots.
Of course.
First, like a few words is there's no reason. I mean, it's just the best deck, and as other players said, it's really skillful also. The mirror match reminds a lot of Dragon Rulers, but I mean, I really like the deck. It has a lot of implication, a lot of skill, and it's always the best deck when you understand this. So this is of course staple.
Yeah.
Same for triple Brionac, triple Unicorn. Nothing to say. I main only one Clausulus for searching. I went up and down like to 2 Clausulus and then 1 Clausulus, but in the end I was just sure about this card because of space, because I completely disagree with people maining more than 40 cards.
Right.
It is true that this deck is really consistent with Manjus, Brionac and so on, but it doesn't matter that you have to ruin the consistency by playing more cards. So 40 cards is always the best. You get to play the best card you have, and in the end the decision was 2 Shrit and only 1 Clausulus, because overall if you play and know well the deck, you can even forgo 1 Clausulus, forgo 1 spell, you can cut it because you can just play carefully about removing this from the graveyard, and you're never really gonna need this outside of Shrit. While 2 Shrit are just must because they let you keep resources without wasting them from space, and especially in the mirror match, it's a really long and grind game. Then, of course, the 1 Trishula, which in this tournament was super important because everyone started maining or siding Effect Vader for the mirror match. So basically something which really gave me the edge in some mirrors was the unexperienced player, let's say, because when you use Shrit for like summoning Valkyrius most of the times, if they have Valor, they need to chain it to Shrit effect, because otherwise you can just get Trishula, and then Trishula effect from then stops the Valor on Valkyrius. So that's something huge which some people didn't do, so that's really something important to keep in mind. So Trishula for me was even more important from discarding than from actually summoning her. So then of course 1 Gagnir. While I don't play Decisive Armor at all, I think playing like the big monsters, so Trishula, this Valkyrius is wrong because they are dead draws in the end. While Valkyrius is just Gungnir is much better because you can OT cape through Valkyrius in the mirror match, and it's just the MVP against the rogue matchups like Clifford, Satella Knight, and so on. So this card is huge. And then triple Valkyrius. Going back, I was probably gonna play 2 because you need them, and like they are the best opening in the mirror match. You always go through Valkyrius because they cannot Trishula you. But basically, right before the tournament began, I played 39 cards, and I just needed to decide a 4th, like the last one. And in the end, I just said I don't want any more Tetchis. I just want an engine card. So I just played this and sided this out almost against every deck because you just need to if you play carefully. Okay. Then the Jin. I don't agree with previous people saying they need to ban this card. I think this card is really bad overall. It surely ruined the mirror match sometimes because some people would just go into this without thinking. But at the same time, everyone plays out for it, and if you get rid of the out, you lost the game. So doing this is really risky, and I think I only did it once in the entire tournament. Because I only do this when I'm sure I can handle like the outs, and when I'm sure they don't have outs. So I don't really think this card is good, but a lot of times I asked to side out this for the mirror matches, so that I could side out the bad cards like Book of Eclipse and so on, and just keep the good decks. And that's it. And then one main Effect Veiler. I forgo completely Maxi, which was a last minute change, and I mained instead triple Shared Ride. So the reason being was that you want to go second all the time against any deck, and it is true that Maxi would fit better because you go second, but at the same time Shared Ride is just as good in the mirror match because Trishula is a thing, so they're not going to leave anything on the field, and they're just going to tribute their stuff for Valkyrius and have an empty field. So if you have this anytime, it's still going to be good. And the difference within Maxi is that they can still continue and make a field, while with this, most of the time they are forced to just pass the turn. And this just an MVP. It's of course really bad against Clifford, but it's just an MVP on the mirror match because, as I said, no good players goes for the Jinlock, but they always goes for Valkyries. So if you can Veiler here, it's basically game, because then you can Trishula and they still have the field. So Veiler was really good. I think that I may have done, as I said, 2 Valkyries and double Veiler in the main deck. That could have been a good thing. Okay. So that's it. And then of course triple preparation is super good. And I played 6 spells. As I was saying with Valkyries, I think that it's possible to play even 5 and cutting this to 1 because you can play carefully about it. And I did side out this quite a few times. Okay. But in the end, I just, as I said, I wanted more engine cards and thus deal with the touches in the side deck. So I like the chew off. These are just staples. They do everything you need. And something really cool with Cycle that not many people knew is a combination with Unicorn. Because if you have any excess, like even just Manju and no grave at all, you can just get Unicorn and you don't need anything from summoning it. So as long as you have a valid target, you can activate Cycle, send this to grave and bring it back to the field. So you only need that activation legal target, which would be Manju, but then you can just tribute him and bring it back. So that's actually huge, also for pushing for damage. So that was really good. Then double MST, of course bad in the mirror match, but you need it against Clifford, otherwise you just upset losing game 1 and I didn't want to accept that. And against bad players in a mirror, it can actually be quite devastating because apart from the fact that many players main Shared Ride, so you can just use it on Shared Ride and you just pass and they don't gain any advantage. You can set this anytime against a mirror match, and when they try to go into Trishula, if they are bad players, you can just chain MST to the spell, and then you have no field and they summon a Trishula, which is completely useless. I did this quite a few times actually. So 2 MST as uses, and I didn't side them out against the mirror anyway because of Vanity Emptiness, which was really popular, and it's just a safe out against that. And as I said, there is Mind Crush, Shared Ride, a lot of cards you can use them. So that was fine too. And then just out for the Jin combo, which are Book of Moon. By far the best one because it plays again around the Valkyries. So even I always kept this in the mirror, even if they side out the Jinlocks. Double Eclipse, just because it's a safe out against the Jinlock. It's the only out they cannot have anything in response. And add some uses against Clifford, since you can chain it to Fendi Chain, Regliate or Skill Drain and still resolve your cards. And finally Regeki, which is just the worst out for the Jinlock, but the best out against the other matchups. And I won games which I would have lost if I didn't play this card. So this card is huge. And against Cleave player is also bad Cleave players. It's devastating because they still didn't learn to set sacrifice against Necrots and not activate it. If they activate it and have Emptiness, this is also an out to Emptiness. So that was really good. And that's 40 cards, as I said.
40 cards.
Yeah. Then for the extra deck, so a level 12 doesn't really matter what you play. Like, level 11, I only played 1 level 12. Some people play 2 because I think that you don't abuse too much of the combo where you send this to the graveyard to summon Valkyries and Unicorn, because you tend to do Shrit mostly to use it. And anyway, the popular combo with Valkyries is to summon Daigusto Emerald. So if I really need it bad, I can just send these back with Emerald with one of the 3 cards. So I did this. I really never needed the one of this. So Emerald, as I said, is a really good card to recycle the resources. Star Eater, it's level 11, also doesn't matter what you play, and it's just really good against the random decks and to OTK because you get the Gungnir out, and True Herald just must for the combos, and then all level rank 4 exceeds. So I play like everything you can play. Rhapsody, mainly for the mirror, but I never summon it. Cowboy, never summon it. Yeah, it's like really impossible, but I never did. Cowboy, also for OTKs, many OTKs. This card, which is the best exceed in the deck, you can do so many combos. Sends Valkyries and take it back with Cygol, send Jean of course, or also stack on top Effect Vader, and then tribute this for Valkyries to have Effect Vader immediately, so that was really the best. Exodon Knight of course, Castle, Diamond Direwolf. This card is huge because it clears the field, so and then you can just remove the spell and get a new one, so you can do quite a few plays. Dweller, also never summon it, but against the BA it can happen. And then Ragnar Zero for Clifford, I did this and I won with this. And then last cards are Giant Hand, just because I have it and I mean I can play it. And I actually summoned it 3 times against Satella, Mirror Match and BA, and I won all the games with this. It's just something you can have, and also, yeah, just a good card. And the last card, it's the Detach card, Tsubaba General.
Really?
Yeah, this guy, basically, it's really unknown, but it's an auto killer. So I never summoned it because I never got towers, like Clifford Towers, but it's an out. This card says, it's a generic rank 4. It says when this card is summoned, you can equip a warrior monster from your hand to it, and against the attack. So basically, I can just search either Brionac or Trishula, and equip it to that, and it becomes bigger than killer. So I can just attack over killer and like really simple, doesn't really matter. While I didn't play, especially because I didn't play Decisive Armor, which I think is a really bad card, so I didn't have outs to it. So that's it, and then the side deck. So for the mirror match, I only boarded 2 Psy Blocker and like 2 more cards. Psy Blocker was there mainly for Vanity Emptiness, because it was going to be really popular in the mirror match, so you could negate it and then just deal damage, but it's generally good to call Valkyries and then summon a bunch of monsters and just deal damage end of the round. It's a good card. And then I played Mind Crush and forgo last minute Vanity Emptiness, because I think it was really good decision, since everyone thought I was playing Vanity Emptiness and they were also playing Vanity Emptiness, and as I said, they kept MST, but I didn't play Vanity Emptiness at all. So because of the reason that everyone was playing Psy Blocker and MST, so I didn't think it was gonna resolve much. True. Well, this card, if unexpected, is absolutely devastating. Auto win card, yeah, auto win card. I really, and you can use it defensively against Valkyries to OTK if it's. So this is for the mirror match, and against BA you can summon it, but like mainly that. And for the back row decks, 5 ends.
Of course.
I wasn't sure about the ratio, but I think 4 like this are must. And I just played the 5th one because Clifford players started to play Teleport for Naturia Beast and main Vanity inside Vanity Fiend. So this card is not that bad since it clears those or spell cancel, like any bad monster. So these were absolutely amazing. And then triple Twister and the 3rd MST, just because like you have to win the other games. Like you probably lose game 1, but you have to win the others. And then not for Clifford, but like for back row decks like Sadeller, double Denko-Sekka. It is true that you have quite a few normals, but when I boarded in against Sadeller, I didn't side one Fire Ant for the reason I said they don't have any problem monsters, so I only sided this. And I usually sided out one Senju, which you can do because, I mean, if you resolve this, it's anyway really broken. And I won a lot of games with Denko-Sekka, since they do have floodgates, but when you go to the side deck, they're going to have Shared Ride, Mind Crush, all those back rows, and this is just going to be auto win. So that's it for the description of that.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Marcel, any last words? Anything else?
I think I already said a lot of stuff. As I said, I'll just write about this event later on the page. So.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the video description.
Thank you.
So, okay. Okay, Marcel, thanks for the deck of flying. Congrats with your top 32 spot here at YCS Pro. Thank you.